Sawadee Kap, I'm JP Mestanza, and today is Monday, September 13th. Welcome to Phuket Extra, brought to you by pbcphuket.com. The Phuket provincial government has issued yet another order extending the COVID prevention measures in effect across the island, from the alcohol ban at restaurants to the entry requirements for domestic arrivals to the island. The current restrictions are set to expire on Tuesday, September 14th, but new orders issued over the weekend means all the restrictions currently in place on the island will be extended until at least September 28th. This includes the continued closure of all educational institutions on the island, with a few exceptions for the Phuket School Sandbox project and classes with 5 students or less. All bars, internet cafes, and gambling venues, and even boxing stadiums are to remain closed. The ban on the sale and consumption of alcohol at restaurants will continue. Convenience stores must close at 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. nightly, while venues and businesses for indoor and outdoor exercise are to close at 9 p.m. The maximum number of people allowed to gather at an approved event remains at 100 people. Fresh markets and walking street markets must limit the number of customers. Meanwhile, the island will allow domestic arrivals to the island as long as they show proof that they are fully vaccinated and have a negative COVID-19 test result issued within 72 hours prior to arrival. Phuket residents can re-enter the island if they show proof of residency or that they work full-time on the island. And officers at the checkpoint will accept a negative COVID result from an antigen test kit that uses nasal swab testing from within the past 7 days. All arrivals must also register their travel details at www.gophuket.com or have a special permission letter signed by an officer at a district office here on the island. International tourists who enter through the Phuket Sandbox scheme are allowed to return to Phuket if they satisfy the re-entry requirements. For the full list of all the requirements and restrictions concerning Phuket, visit thephuketnews.com. Key Phuket tourism industry leaders are submitting a formal proposal to reopen the island fully to tourism on December 1st under the standard new normal regulations already in effect under a campaign that they're calling Phuket Freedom Day. The proposal's aim is to fully reopen the island to tourism on December 1st, with the president of the Phuket Tourism Council saying the island could see more than 200,000 tourists arrive under the Sandbox scheme in December. The proposal is basically a push for officials to reopen all entertainment venues by then, with many of the same measures that are currently already in place, although it does call for those who test positive but show little to no symptoms to do home isolation. The president of the Thai Hotels Association Southern Chapter said, quote, "Right now, we still have a stable number of bookings, but with tourists' behavior and other factors that change all the time, our tourists usually make bookings at the last minute." He went on to say, "We've received many questions from tourists about the Northern Hemisphere winter season. We expect that the bookings rate will increase about 20 to 30% among the hotels and resorts that are open under the SHA Plus standard right now." Tourism operators are looking for clarity on whether or not to even prepare for a somewhat bump in tourist arrivals during the usual high season, given the COVID restriction measures not just in Phuket but abroad. The plan, which was submitted to Phuket officials and the Tourism Authority of Thailand here, it relies on officials vaccinating the island with the 3rd booster shot vaccination by the end of October. For more, visit thephuketnews.com. Phuket Extra will be right back after this. For the best steaks and apple pie to die for, visit Harry's Restaurant and Hotel, Patong Beach. Look for us on Facebook, and we look forward to seeing you here. Quality guaranteed since 2012. Call M Painting today. Welcome back to Phuket Extra. Phuket COVID cases reached 245 on Sunday as the island continues to see 200 plus cases per day. Since early April, Phuket has seen 7,104 cases. Over 3,200 people are receiving medical care on the island. For Thailand, over 12,500 COVID cases were confirmed today, along with 132 more fatalities. Cases in the country since the pandemic began has reached 1.3 million. 90% of total patients have recovered. The main SuperCheap shopping complex in Rasada, north of Phuket town, has been ordered closed for 7 days as a measure to prevent COVID infections from spreading there after at least 23 staff were confirmed infected. The SuperCheap complex will be closed until September 18th. In addition, the Sea Gypsy village in Rawai, in the south of Phuket, has been placed under 14-day lockdown according to Rawai Mayor Arun Solos, after mass testing was done on villagers in the area that revealed 100 infections. Elsewhere in Thailand, the curfew imposed from 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. to curb coronavirus infections in some provinces, it will remain in place until at least the end of this month. The Center for COVID-19 Situation Administration made the announcement over the weekend in a meeting chaired by the Prime Minister, who agreed to maintain all the current restrictions. Thank you so much for joining us here today on this Monday, September 13th, here in Phuket Extra, brought to you by pvcphuket.com. Join us again on Tuesday. Until then, stay classy, Phuket.
Phuket's rapid modernization has made it one of the world's premier holiday destinations. Investors can still buy quality condominiums for as low as $75,000 and luxury properties can go all the way up to 20 million. Condominiums in Phuket are a safe, secure bricks and mortar investment offering foreigners freehold ownership. Call or email Thai Residential, Phuket's #1 trusted real estate advisor, to find your perfect Phuket property.